Most people know exactly which machine they want to buy. Almost nobody knows what that machine actually costs before it earns its first dollar. Not the sticker price, the real number. None of these machines needs a warehouse or a massive loan. Every single one runs out of a normal two-car garage, and a few of them take up less space than a mini fridge. From the street, nobody can tell that this garage makes money at all. I spent weeks pricing this list, and only 8 machines made the cut. And the cut was brutal. If the hidden cost killed the math, the machine got dropped, no matter how good it looked in the demo video. So here's the deal for the next 20 minutes. Every machine gets 3 numbers. The real total price, the machine, the tooling, everything down to the dollar. The honest monthly number it can produce, and that is revenue, not profit, and I will show you the difference. And a third number nobody else can give you. How many months until the machine pays for itself? Nobody else shows payback because nobody else shows real costs. One more thing before we start. 2 machines on this list secretly share their single most expensive hidden cost. Counting it twice would make this list look better, and it would be a lie. I will show you which 2 when we get there. Drop a comment. Which of these machines do you already own? And subscribe for real prices, not fantasy numbers. Number 1 is the most expensive machine on this list. It is also the one you should buy last. By the end, you will know exactly why. We start at number 8. Number 8, rotary engraver, $550. That number on screen is the real total. The machine itself is $400. But an engraver with no cutters, no tag stock, and no holding jigs engraves nothing. That is another $150 before your first sale. Add it up, and $550 is the honest price of entry. And before anyone asks, no, this is not the laser engraver from the fabrication video. A laser burns images into wood and acrylic. This is a mechanical cutter carving into brass, aluminum, and steel. Different machine, different market, and the market is tags and plates. Pet tags, equipment plates, valve tags, trophy plates, serial badges. Here is the math, and check it yourself. A blank brass tag costs pennies. An engraved one sells for $10. At 100 tags and plates a month, which is a realistic number once you are rolling, not a fantasy, that is $1,000 a month. Revenue, not profit. Your materials come out of that. But on engraving, materials are the smallest line on the sheet. Your first buyers have names. The trophy shop in your town is drowning in overflow orders every spring sports season. The veterinary clinic that would rather hand out tags on the spot than mail them. Walk in with 20 samples and a price sheet. Difficulty is low. The software is closer to a label maker than a design suite. What kills this business? Waiting for online orders instead of walking into the trophy shop. This is a local relationship business wearing a machine costume. Payback. $550 against $1,000 a month means the machine covers itself within your first full month at that volume. A realistic ramp to that volume is 3 months, and that is the smallest machine on the list. This is where the list starts. Number 7, vacuum former, $900. The machine is $700. Sheet stock and pattern material for your first sale are $200. The real total on screen is $900. A vacuum former heats a plastic sheet and pulls it down over any shape you give it. That one trick makes custom trays, packaging inserts, chocolate and soap molds, dust guards, and display blisters. The customers are small makers. The candy maker who needs a custom mold. The soap seller who wants packaging nobody else has. The math. A custom forming job, meaning the mold plus a run of pulls, bills at $150. At 8 jobs a month, that is $1,200. Revenue, not profit. Plastic sheet is your main cost line, and it stays modest. First buyers, by name. Etsy seller, communities are full of makers asking where to get custom molds. Answer them. Local candy makers and soap makers were found at the farmer's market. One good mold customer reorders forever because their product runs through your tray every week. Difficulty is moderate. The machine is simple. Making clean master patterns is the skill, and your first 10 pulls will teach you humility. What kills this business? Underpricing the pattern work. The pole takes seconds. The pattern took hours. Charge for the hours. Payback is under a month at full volume. Ramp is 3 months. Remember this machine when we get to number 1. What it does quietly, proving which shapes actually sell, turns out to be the most valuable thing on this entire list. Number 6, embroidery machine, $1,350. The machine is $1,000. Now the hidden part, and it is a big one: hoops, stabilizer, a real thread kit, and the digitizing, meaning the software or the per file fees that convert a logo into stitches. That is $350 more. The real total is $1,350. Any video that quotes you just the machine price for embroidery is hiding a third of the cost. And no, this is not the heat press or the sublimation printer from the fabrication video. Stitching is not printing. An embroidered logo survives 100 industrial washes, and it reads as premium, which is why workwear customers pay embroidery prices that printed shirts cannot touch. The math. A left chest logo bills at $10 per garment on customer supplied or marked up blanks. At 150 garments a month, which is a handful of steady crew orders, that is $1,500. Revenue, not profit. Blanks and thread come out of it. First buyers, the landscaping crew on your own street, the plumbing company whose vans you see every day. Small trade businesses buy 5 to 20 garments at a time, and they reorder every season. One legal check that is specific to this machine: never stitch a logo you do not have permission to reproduce. Licensed logos are an intellectual property problem, and that is separate from any zoning question. Difficulty is honestly high on the digitizing side. Bad digitizing makes puckered, amateur work, and learning it or budgeting per file fees is the real curve. What kills this business? The digitizing cost spiral, taking one-off orders where every job needs a new paid file. Chase repeat customers, not one-off customers. Payback is about a month at full volume. Ramp is 5 months. Number 5, plasma cutter, $1,100. And that total is hiding something. Hold that thought for one machine. The cutter itself is $400, and that is the number you will see in every thumbnail. Here is what you will not see. A plasma cutter cuts nothing without compressed air. The consumable tips wear out. Gloves, face shield, steel stock. The honest add-on is $700, and part of that is the single most expensive hidden cost on this list, which I promise to show you. Next machine, I keep that promise, what it does. It slices sheet steel like a pen drawing a line. Metal wall art, fire pit rings, address signs, brackets, repair blanks cut by hand over a template. No computer-controlled table is required to start. The math. A piece of custom metal art sells for $85. At 15 pieces and cutting jobs a month, that is $1,275. Revenue, not profit. Steel stock is a real cost, and it comes out of that number. First buyers. The metal wall art market on Etsy and the local welding shops that hate doing small decorative cuts. They will hand you their overflow. Bring templates, quote fast. Difficulty is moderate. The torch is easy. Clean edges and steady templates take practice. What kills this business? An undersized air compressor. Starve a plasma cutter of air, and it cuts ugly and eats tips. The machine gets blamed, but the compressor was the mistake. Payback is about a month at full volume. Ramp is 4 months. Number 4, sandblast cabinet, $400. And now I pay off the promise from the hook. Here it is. The plasma cutter and this cabinet share the same air compressor. That compressor costs $500. The single most expensive hidden cost on this list. Some videos would count it twice and make the total look bigger. It is on this screen once, inside the plasma cutter's total, and the cabinet's real add-on is only $150 in media, and a proper respirator, because the expensive part is already sitting in your garage. That is not an accounting trick. That is the whole point of running machines that feed each other. The cabinet itself is $250. What it does, it strips rust, paint, and grime off metal in minutes inside a sealed box. Restoration prep and a standalone service. The math. Blasting a set of parts bills at $60. At 15 jobs a month, that is $900. Revenue, not profit. First buyers. Furniture flippers on Facebook Marketplace. Search for listings that say needs restoration, message the people buying those pieces, and offer same-week blasting. Add the classic car crowd and every rusty hand tool at every estate sale. Difficulty is low, genuinely. Load, blast, done. The skill floor here is the lowest on the list, and that is rare and worth saying. What kills this business? Respirator. Skipping the respirator. Blasting dust is a lung problem, and safety gear is not the line item to save on. One zoning note. Compressor noise is the thing neighbors complain about. Check your local noise rules. That is a separate question from whether the business activity itself needs a license. Payback is about 2 weeks at full volume, and it is fast because the high cost has already been paid. Ramp is 2 months. Quick reminder while the blast dust settles. Number 1 is still coming. It is still the most expensive machine here, and it is still the one you should buy last. We are getting close. Number 3, powder coating, $550. The gun kit is only $150, one of the cheapest entries on this list. The honest add-on is the oven. Powder cures with heat, and you need a dedicated used electric oven, plus powder stock, high temperature tape, hooks, and a mask. That is $400. The real total is $550. And one line here is non-negotiable. The curing oven is never, ever the oven you cook food in. Powder, fumes, and food do not share an appliance. Buy the beat-up used oven. That is what it is for. What it does, it lays a finish tougher and smoother than any spray paint on wheels, railings, brackets, patio furniture, and on everything the welder and plasma cutter, 2 machines from now, will produce. The math. Powder coating one set of wheels costs $400. At 3 jobs a month, that is $1,200. Revenue, not profit. Powder and electricity come out of it. First buyers. Walk into the nearest independent wheel and tire shop with one before and after sample wheel. That is it. That is the whole marketing plan, and it works because those shops get asked about refinishing every single week. The blast cabinet you just met is the prep station. Blast, coat, hand back. 1 customer, 2 machines, 1 invoice. Difficulty is low to moderate. Prep discipline is the skill. The gun is simple. What kills this business? Curing fumes and ventilation. This is the machine where zoning genuinely matters, so check your local rules on home-based finishing work and check them separately from the business license question. 2 different checks, both cheap to do early. Payback is about 2 weeks at full volume. Ramp is 3 months. Number 2, MIG welder, $1,050. The welder is $600. The honest kit around it, meaning the helmet, gloves, jacket, angle grinder, clamps, wire, and the shielding gas cylinder, is $450 more. The real total is $1,050. One practical note that belongs in an honest video. A garage welder wants a proper 240-volt circuit. Many garages have one for a dryer or can add one, but it is a real consideration, not a footnote. Here is why it is number 2. Every machine so far makes products. The welder makes capability. It repairs the gate, builds the rack, fabricates the frame, and it turns the plasma cutter's flat art into a 3-dimensional product, then hands everything to the powder oven for finishing. This is the machine that connects the whole metal side of the garage. The math. Small fabrication and repair jobs bill at $180 each. At 8 jobs a month, that is $1,440. Revenue, not profit. Steel and gas refills come out of it. First buyers, repair requests on Facebook Marketplace, broken gates, cracked trailers, bent railings, and local fence and gate contractors who need overflow help on small jobs. Repair work is how welders eat while their fabrication reputation grows. Difficulty is high, and anyone who tells you otherwise has not welded. Laying a strong, clean bead takes real practice, and structural work carries real responsibility. Welding things people sit on, stand on, or tow means insurance questions and, in some places, licensing questions. That is the activity classification check, and it is separate from the zoning check on noise and sparks. Run both before the first paid job. What kills this business? Taking structural jobs before your skills are ready. Practice on your own projects until your beads do not need excuses. Payback is under a month at full volume. Ramp is 6 months, the longest ramp on this list, and it is worth every week. Number 1, benchtop injection molder, $3,500. The most expensive machine on this list is the one you should buy last. Here's the why I promised you. The machine is $2,000, but the machine was never the real cost. Every product needs its own machined mold, and a single mold can cost $1,500 and up, routinely as much as the machine itself, sometimes more. That is the number every video about injection molding hides, and it is the reason this machine bankrupts beginners and prints money for the patient. Here's what the machine actually does. It takes one proven product and makes it endlessly, identically, in seconds per part. Proven is the key word. Spend $1,500 on a mold for a product nobody buys, and you own a very expensive paperweight. Spend it on a product the vacuum former has already validated. Remember number 7, and every cycle is profit-shaped. That is the loop closing. The vacuum former proves the shape sells, and only then does the injection molder scale it. This machine does not find its own first buyer. It inherits one. Its customer is whoever was already buying the vacuum form version, now at 10 times the volume. The math, once you have that proven product. Parts sell at $3, the machine runs 800 parts a month without breaking a sweat, and that is $2,400. Revenue, not profit. Plastic pellets and mold amortization come out of it, and the mold amortization is the line that matters. Difficulty is high, not the button pressing, the judgment. What kills this business? Buying this machine first. That is the biggest mistake on this entire list, and it is why the most expensive machine here is number 1 on the countdown and last on your shopping list. Payback is about 6 weeks with a validated product. Without one, the payback is never, and that honest sentence is worth more than this whole machine. So look at what is actually parked in this garage. One system, not 8 separate side hustles. The plasma cutter cuts it, the welder builds it, the blast cabinet preps it, the powder oven finishes it, the engraver badges it, and the embroidery machine puts your logo on the crew that delivers it. One local business customer can pay this garage 5 separate times on a single job. The vacuum former proves which products deserve to exist, and the injection molder, bought last, scales the winners. Now the stack, and check every line of it. $1,000 from engraving, $1,200 from forming, $1,500 from embroidery, $1,275 from plasma work, $900 from blasting, $1,200 for powder coating, $1,440 from welding, $2,400 from molding. Once and only once a product has earned its mold. Add them up and you get $10,915 a month. That is a ceiling, not a starting point. Every machine has its own ramp, and stacking all 8 takes time measured in months, not weekends. And it is revenue, not profit. Materials, consumables, electricity, and your hours come out of it. Anyone who quotes you the top number as take-home pay is selling something. Total invested to build the whole thing, every hidden cost included, compressor counted once, is $9,400. Payback, the third number, one last time. The payback on the entire garage. $9,400 in, $10,915 a month at the ceiling. Once every machine is ramped, the whole garage covers its own cost in under a month, and realistically, it pays for itself machine by machine across your first year. That is math no one else on this platform can show you, because no one else showed you the real costs. 2 checks before anyone buys anything. First, does your activity need a license or insurance? Structural welding and finishing work are the ones to ask about. Second, and separately, what does your zoning say about noise, fumes, and customer traffic at a home business? 2 different questions, 2 cheap phone calls both before the first machine ships. And from the street, still just a garage door. Nobody can tell. Which machine surprised you most? Drop it in the comments. And if you want the next list priced this honestly, you know where the subscribe button is.